If you've ever found yourself scrolling through bag patterns, trying to decide which one to make and wondering which bag pattern designer you can trust, well, I've got you covered. Today, I'm going to be sharing some of the pattern designers that I turn to time and time again, and ones that I think every bag maker should make at least once. Hi, I'm Deb from the Bag Makers Society, and I help bag makers go from hobbyists to confident creators. And today I'm going to share with you some pattern designers that I absolutely love. I'm going to take you through their websites. I'm going to show you some of the bags that I've made in the past, and basically just share some love for some pattern designers out there. First up, I'm going to go through Bagstock. Nobody's going to be shocked to see Bagstock here in some of my favourite bag pattern designers. Bagstock were one of the first pattern designers that I came across when I got into bag making. So I do find that I go back to them time and time again. I've made myself some little notes against all of the pattern designers that I've made lists of here. What I did when I was putting this video together is I went through my pattern stash and I looked at the bag pattern designers that I tend to just gravitate towards all of the time, and I looked at why it is that I do that. And I also looked at the pattern designers whose patterns I have an awful lot of, the ones where I don't just have one or two of their patterns, I have a lot, if not most of their patterns. Bagstock is definitely one of them, and I think the reason being is Bagstock patterns are very well written. They're quite simple in how they're put together. There isn't any hugely complicated processes in any of our patterns. So I think they're very, very beginner friendly. Even the more complicated looking bags, the bags where you think, and I'm going to show you one in a second, the bags where you think, oh, no, I can't do that, that's too complicated. They aren't actually. The process of putting them together is very, very simple. And the one that I'm talking about in particular there is this one, the Trailblazer. I bought this one probably when I very first, not long after I first got into bag making. I was just looking to see if there was a date on it actually, because that would have given me an idea of when I purchased it. But I bought it and then got scared of making it, and I put it to one side, and I've only recently just made it within the last year. And I'm going to show you my first one here, this one. So I made this one with the wool blend and a leather. You can just see some quilting on the side there if you look next to my little Highland cow. And yeah, I just thought, I can't make this bag, it's too complicated, there's too many pieces and it's just going to be really difficult. And it absolutely wasn't. It went together so perfectly. Instructions are really clear. There's so many tutorials online with Bagstock. I think because they're such a popular pattern designer, there are always so many tutorials out there for her bags. But yeah, as I say, this one went together so well. In fact, so well that I went on and made a second one. And you'll recognise the fabric in this is the Advent box supplies that came from Studio 77, so back end of last year. When I was unwrapping all of my goodies from my Advent box, I knew that it was going to end up as one of these bags, and it absolutely did. And I use this bag all of the time. I don't know how I've got through my life without a backpack. I'm like, how have I not had a backpack up to this point? But yes, I'm an absolute convert now, and I'm so proud of these bags as well, because like I say, I did put it off for so long, and yeah, I absolutely shouldn't have, because they went together perfectly. So just going back to the main screen, you can see that there's a wide range of patterns to choose from, everything from backpacks to crossbodies to totes and shoulder bags, messenger bags. There's so many different ones to choose from. This is also one of my recent makes, the Felicity tote. I can show you a picture of that one. Again, another one that I'm really proud of. And if you follow my channel, you'll have seen that I've done quite a few sew-alongs with a lot of the free patterns from Bagstock. You'll notice there's a sunshine crossbody right behind me. I've done quite a few of their free patterns as well as sew-alongs on my channel. But this one I made within the last 6 months, I think it was. But again, another bag that I'm really proud of. I absolutely loved it and I really enjoyed putting it together. So that's Bagstock Designs. Please do go and check them out. We'll put links to everything in the description box down below. So on to one of my next favourite designers. These are in no way in any sort of order, by the way. So this is Woodland Stitches, formerly known as Crafted by Leanne. Again, it's not going to come as any surprise to anybody that I have included Leanne's patterns in here. Again, another reason for this is that her patterns are so well written, so clear, so concise, and I think her patterns are very easily identifiable as one of hers. She has a very distinct style, which I love. I think it's very classy. I absolutely love it. She has a lot of free patterns again on her site. So you've got the Harlequin, the Harley, the crafted crossbody. Again, if you follow my channel, you'll see I've got sew-alongs for all of those bags as well. But I have made quite a few of her other bags too. So I have made this Venga backpack. I'll open it. I haven't got a picture of it because I didn't take one for some reason. But yes, I have made this one. Again, probably because I was converted into backpacks. But I really enjoyed making this. And this bit at the front here, there's a zip. See if I can find a picture. There. The zip opening is absolutely genius. She has some really clever detailing in her patterns, some very clever ways of putting her patterns together that I really enjoy. So I enjoy making her patterns because I feel like I'm probably always going to learn something new that I can take forward into other patterns. Yeah, I find her patterns are really good skill builders. So I have made a couple of pennies. I will show you those. This is the first one that I made. Again, I think I've got a video on my channel of one of these being made on a sew-along. But I really enjoyed making this pattern. I think it's gorgeous. I absolutely loved it. This is the other one that I made. This is probably my favorite of the two. I absolutely loved making this one. And yes, I do have a little bit of an infatuation with wool and faux leather going together, or leather going together. I absolutely love it. It's my fix. So one of my other real favorite patterns of Leanne's, let's see if I can find it, is this one, the Sophia. It is so simple to make, but absolutely gorgeous once made up. And this is possibly one of my most favorite bags that I have made. Again, you'll not be surprised to see that there's a Highland cow on there. And yeah, I made this in denim with the Highland cow embroidery. The Highland cow embroidery actually took longer to stitch out than the bag took to cut out and make up. But I have made quite a few Sophia's. This is the only picture that I could find to show you. But yeah, I've probably made about 5 or 6 of them. Goes together so easily. This is a great pattern if you make to sell because it's so simple as it goes together, but I think it's so stylish when it's constructed and made that it's a little bit of a showstopper. So yes, if you make to sell, definitely have a look at this one. And another favorite of mine is this Jupiter clutch. I always say that wrong. Jupiter, I think that's right. I will show you that one. Let me just find that one. And I made this in a grey. You can just see peeping underneath this floral fabric. And again, this was a one that I bought kept looking at it and thinking, that might be a little bit hard for me, but it came out beautifully. I was so pleased with it. And again, it was one of those where it was so cleverly put together that, yeah, I really felt that I took skills from making this bag that I could take into other bags going forward. Leanne's patterns are so reasonably priced as well. I don't think you can look past how little she charges for her patterns. And like I say, she has got a lot of free patterns on her site as well. Probably the most recognised is the Harlequin pouch. Again, you'll see on my site, on my website, sorry, my YouTube channel, that I have a couple of tutorials, sew alongs for this one, but I wanted to show this picture. This is actually a Harlequin pouch that I reduced to, I think it was 65%, and it made the perfect glasses case. So it's really adaptable. So not just is it a fantastic pouch for makeup, toiletries, you can increase it and put straps in it and make it into a crossbody pouch, but you can also make it into things like pencil cases and glasses cases, that sort of thing too. So again, I'll put a link to the Woodland Stitches website in the description box down below. So next up we have Spencer Ogg, the lovely Diane, whose patterns are just genius. Again, another pattern designer who I think has a real way of building skills, some real genius ways of putting things together, some really clever ways of putting things together. Her video tutorials are so detailed, so in-depth, but quite fun too. She usually always tells you to go and take a tea break, which in my book is just an absolute given. I mean, who shouldn't stop and go and have a cup of tea and a biscuit? But again, it's another pattern designer that has such a wide range of patterns, from pouches to laptop covers to slings to big totes, purses and wallets, backpacks. There's so many different patterns to choose from on her site. And again, every single pattern comes with a video tutorial as well that is made by Diane. I have made this pixie crossbody in the past. This one was one of those where you cut out the piece and you look at it and you think, how's that going to work? And then it goes together and you think, my goodness, that is absolutely genius. And I made this pixie. I made this for my mum because as soon as I saw this sunflowers and I had this cork that I wanted to kind of try out and see how it worked, and I thought it was quite a sort of fun summery bag, and my mum doesn't like to carry big bags. She likes a crossbody bag, so I thought this was perfect for her. Lots of little slots for keeping her cards and that sort of thing in it. So yes, this was absolutely perfect. The website has all the different, lots of different pictures so you can see how the bags go together. I love all of those different cork versions, absolutely gorgeous. Showing you in different materials as well. The other one that I've got a picture of to show you is, let me see if I can find it. It's this one, the compact accordion wallet. Again, anybody who follows me and knows me knows that when I make a purse, I usually make an NCW purse. But I made this one and I really, really enjoyed making this. It's really, like the name says, it's very compact, so it's not as bulky, really slimline, perfect if you just have a couple of cards and want a little coin slot, and really domestic friendly. That's another thing with Diane's patterns. All of her patterns are designed on a domestic machine, same as Leanne's patterns. She uses a domestic machine as well. So if you don't have an industrial machine, You know that if you follow the fabric recommendations within the pattern and you're sewn on a domestic machine, you follow the recommendations for how to do the interface and everything in Diane's instructions, which again, absolutely perfect. You know that your domestic machine is pretty much going to handle it. So let me show you the picture of the accordion. There we go. That was my version of the accordion. I absolutely love this fabric. I wish I could get more of it, but I haven't seen any more of it on my travels. But if anybody sees any, let me know, because I absolutely love it, and I would buy another couple of meters if I came across it, because it's such a fun fabric. So again, the link to Diane's website will be in the description box down below. So I'm going to move on to Studio 77. I mean, again, going to come as no surprise to know that I've got so many of Emma's patterns. The thing I love about Emma's patterns is they're so diverse, they're so different, that our designs are so unique, quirky, fun. This is a bag that I've made a few times. I can show you some pictures in a second. And I love this pattern because it uses virtually no stabilizers at all. All of the structure in this bag comes from the seams. It's very cleverly put together. Again, another great pattern for skill building, for learning things that you take on to other bags in the future. And one of my versions is this one, which is still used to this day. It's been on the go a couple of years now. You can probably just make out a little bit of that other fabric that the accordion wallet was made out of in my piping, because this was made with some of that same fabric. But I really did enjoy making this bag. It's got rolled handles, so that was another thing that I learned on making this bag. But my absolute favourite pattern of Emma's is this one, and I'm going to show you it now. It's this one, the Vicky May. Comes with 3 different pocket designs on the front, so you can choose which one you want, or you can purchase all 3 if you want all 3. It's a crossbody with front pocket option and then middle pockets. It's a bound bag, which I know not a lot of people like, but I'm a little bit weird and I like binding. I'm trying to find, there's a real, there was a real funky one. It might have been on Emma's website that there it is actually. You can see this one with option 1. So this is a Vicky May 1, where it has the 2 pockets on the front. So perfect for, you can have like a phone in one, lip gloss and, you know, keys, what have you, in your other one. And then you can have like option 2, which is this option here, which has the big front pocket. Now that's the one that I've made 2 of, and I'm going to share them with you now. Let me find them. This is the first one that I made. I actually made this one just before meeting up with Emma on a I think we went to Festival of Quilts or Knitting and Stitching Show or something like that. We met up and I literally finished this the night before I was leaving, that I could meet up with her and show her the bag that I'd finished, and I was so pleased with it. Again, a lot of the stuff that I made this with was out of the Bag Makers box, and this again is another pattern where I learned so many techniques. Putting in this front pocket, so clever, it's quite genius. I'm going to bring up my other one now. Again, I love this one. It's green and it's leafy, so of course I do. And as I say, this front pocket, it looks so difficult, but it's absolutely not. And Emma's videos and tutorials talk you through it all the way through. But if that front pocket sort of puts you off a little bit, there is a simpler version in the Vicky May 3, and that is the slip pocket on the front, which I've also made as well. So you've got quite a few different options with that, and that's one of the reasons why I love that bag pattern so much. I'd say it is binding, and I do love a little bit of binding too. Emma's website is absolutely full of unique and different patterns. So you've got the shark backpack. I mean, who doesn't want to have a backpack that's made into a shark? I certainly do. Where is the caddy? I want to show you the caddy. Is it on the next page? Oh no, I've just missed it, sorry. So the divide and go caddy is absolutely perfect if you take your sewing out on the road, if you go to different meetups or different events or anything like that, or if like me you drink a lot of coffee and you go through Costa quite a bit and you need to put a couple of cups in. I have made one. I did try and look for a picture, but I couldn't find one. But again, it is a really simple pattern that looks harder than what it is. You get the instructions into how to put all of these dividers in, and these dividers come out. So if you want to just use the caddy to store things in, you can do it. It's really, really clever and so useful. Mine's actually been nabbed by somebody else now. But there's lots of different patterns on Emma's website, down to little boxes, the fruity pouches. This is probably one of Emma's most popular patterns out there. You can make yourself a watermelon or a little kiwi pouch. And again, like I said, all of Emma's patterns come with full video tutorials. She's got a Facebook group, which is really helpful as well, and I'll post a link in the description box down below to Emma's website. And last but not least of the websites that I'm going to take you through is Lavender Twine. I mean, who doesn't love Lavender Twine? I absolutely adore Erica's patterns. I think you can just see from the website, from the pictures that she has on there, her designs are so classic, so elegant. They literally look like they should be in like some real high-end boutique somewhere. And the instructions that Erica gives you and takes you through in all of her video tutorials means that the bags that you make from her patterns come out that way too. This pattern here, the Alula, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably wrong. I have a terrible habit of mispronouncing things. I made this bag a couple of years ago now, and I'm going to share a picture of that with you now. I was so proud of this bag. I made this and gifted it to a friend. It's made out of real leather, and I think you'll probably agree with me, it would not look out of place sitting on a stand in a high-end department store as you walk in. My friend absolutely loved it, and again still uses it to this day. And it was so easy to put together. The instructions are absolutely perfect. Really in-depth video tutorials as well. I absolutely, like I say, I can't speak highly enough of Erica's patterns. And I have made a number of Erica's patterns, but the ones that I've got pictures of, because I am really bad at taking pictures, I have some pictures of this bag. Again, this is probably one of my favorite patterns of hers. When you cut it out, the pattern pieces, when you look at them, you're like, how's that going to make? And then as you're putting it together, it's just so cleverly constructed. I love the way that Erica does her slip pockets. I love the way Erica does her recessed zips. And I do find that a lot of the time when I'm making other bags, how I've learned to do things in Erica's patterns will come over into other bags that I make. I'll be like, no, I'm going to do that Erica's way, because I just love her style. I love her way of thinking, and it's just the way she puts things together is just so easy. But I'm going to show you my, I think it's called her wreath. I might be totally wrong on that one. This is a bag that I made again a couple of years ago. I did try and find it because I wanted to kind of show you this one in real life, but I can't find it. I know that I've actually put it into storage somewhere, but I don't know where. This one was made with real leather, and I loved it so much. It is starting to show signs of wear and tear, which is why I've put it into storage, and I only kind of get it out every now and then. But I'm going to just show you a side profile picture of how stunning and beautiful this bag looks from the side, and that clever, genius way of putting this bag together that creates this absolutely stunning silhouette. I love it. And my other favourite bag of Erica's is the Sky crossbody. This bag goes together so quickly. Again, it's another one where you just think, oh, that's so like striking. It's so cleverly constructed, but it's so simplistic, and it goes together so quickly that if you make to sell or anything, then this is a really, really good bag pattern to have in your repertoire, because it's quick, it doesn't take long to cut out, and it looks absolutely stunning on any display. And showing you a couple that I've made. This is one that I made again with the wool, and I loved how this one came together, because on the back it actually was on the diagonal, the stripes, and it looked stunning. You can probably see a little bit in the reflection in that mirror there of how it looked. It comes in 2 sizes, the Sky as well, so a couple of different sizes to try from. And the last pattern that I'm kind of going to show you, the last bag that I'm going to show you that I've made out of all of these bags, was this one. And this one was actually the one that I made for my wedding. This is a Sky. I actually upscaled it to 120%. So this was the large version at 120%. And because I knew I needed quite a big bag. I didn't want it too big, but I wanted it to be statement. And it needed to hold, you know, my phone. It needed to hold plenty of tissues, because I knew I was going to cry, and I did. And yeah, I wanted it to be quite a big bag, because I wanted a statement bag. And I knew that I wanted a Sky for my wedding day, and this, it just didn't disappoint. It turned out perfectly. This was in like a blue, like a navy blue, really rich velvet, and I absolutely love it, and that's still really, really, really treasured to this day. I use it a lot, even when I go out or anything. Even though it's not my wedding anymore, I do still use it. All of Erica's patterns can be found here on her website. Like all of the designers I've gone through, all of the patterns, you know, tell you what size the finished bag is. You know, they tell you what materials you're going to need, so you can look to see whether you've got in your stash already, or whether you're going to need to buy extras. And again, I'm going to put a link in the description box down below to Erica's patterns, as well as everybody else's as well. So that's just a few of the pattern designers that I find I turn to when I am looking at either trying out a new pattern or going back to an old faithful. There are another couple that I kind of want to highlight as well. I didn't want to go through every single person's website, because this will be an hour or a 2-hour long video, and we all know how much I can talk. So a couple of others that I really think people should check out. Shambhala, I think, again, that's how you pronounce it. Sonar, again, I think the G is silent. And Nicole's videos are absolutely brilliant. So detailed, really fun. I love Nicole's personality. She doesn't just do her own patterns, she does do a few other people's patterns as well. So definitely go and check out Nicole's YouTube channel as well as her patterns on her website. All of her patterns are designed for cork, so wallets and bags and stuff. So if you want to experiment in sewing with cork, definitely go and check out Sonar. Aura Rosa, like, yeah, very similar to Lavender and Twine. Genius way of putting bags together, different design elements. Absolutely go and check out her website. And last but not least, Sincerely Jen. Again, I've made quite a lot of her patterns in the past. If anybody saw my Tribbiani travel set, I've made quite a few Mr. Heckles. I really enjoy making Sincerely Jen patterns as well. So I'll put links to all of those ones in the description box down below. But yeah, I get asked a lot, you know, whose patterns do I really like? And I'm trying new people all the time. I do try new pattern designers all the time. And this is not an exclusive or exhaustive list. I do have other patterns that I do really like. But when I wanted to put together a video of the designers whose patterns I gravitate towards and whose patterns I do have quite a lot of in my stash, because I like their style of writing. I like the way their patterns go together. If they have video tutorials, which I think most of them do, I like the way that they do their video tutorials as well. And because I get asked this question so much, I thought I'd put a video together, and then I can always just refer people to the video and hopefully it will help. So if you check out any of these pattern designers and decide to make up any of the bags, please do share it with me. I would love to hear about it. I would love to see it. Share it in the Facebook group. You can actually post on my community tab as well. If you go into the posts or community tab, you can actually make a post in there and share your makes in there too. I'd love to see them. If you found this video helpful, please do give it a like. Please do consider subscribing. And until next time, I will see you on another video soon. Bye.